Welcome to my channel. Welcome. Please like. Don't forget like and subscribe. Subscribe and like. Thank you. I know you'll do that. You can do that. Come on. It's Silas. Oh, this pen is not working. Okay, it's not working good. Let me get another one. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. That would help me a lot. It's Silas Tutoring Center. Okay, Silas Tutoring Center. Like and subscribe. Okay, guys. So today I'm going to start solving problem from the static part of the engineering mechanics book wrote by Hibbeler and from it's the 14th edition. So if you're taking any class, I think City College and Mesa College is using the 14th edition. So if you're taking statics at San Diego City Mesa College, that's a good website for you to find all the solution for all your problems. Okay, so if you're taking statics anyway, engineering statics, just follow my problems and you're gonna get it. Okay, just follow what I'm doing. This is the first problem in chapter 2. The first problem in chapter 2 says they give us a force right here, and they say if the force is equal to 450 Newton and the angle theta is equal to 60 degrees. And the force is equal to 400 Newton and theta is equal to 60 degrees. They want us to find the resultant force. Okay, so we know that the resultant force is the force that's going to be formed from the parallelogram. Okay, I just make a line parallel to this line. That's the 700 Newton right here, and make another line parallel to this one, to F, which is 450 Newton. Okay, that's basically telling me if this is 750, if this is 700 Newton, this is also 700 Newton. Okay, so this angle is, this F is 450. (450 Newton), and this side as well is 450 Newton. Okay, and this is gonna be our resultant force. So how do we solve for this resultant force? We know that from the cosine formula, from the law of cosine, we know that if we have a somewhat triangle, if we have a somewhat triangle, no right angle, if we have a triangle like this, let's say, okay, so we know that one side, let me just call them, let me just call them by some name. Okay, A, B, C, and I call this A, B, C. We know that from cosine laws, it says if we want to find one side of the angle, one side of the triangle, for example, if we want to find this side right here, it's gonna be the square root of the other two squared. We need B squared plus C squared minus 2 times the other 2 times cosine of the angle that is y in the opposite way to the side that we need to find. So the angle that is opposite to this side of the triangle is A, this big A. So that's the angle A. Okay, so that's the general cosine formula for any triangle. Okay, now let's say right here. So if we consider that if this line is parallel to this line, if we make another, let me get rid of the 700 here so I can show you. Okay, so if I draw a vertical line like this, I can say if this theta is equal to 60 degrees, this theta as well geometrically is equal to 60 degrees. That's geometry. Okay, so if this angle right here is 15 degrees, that's telling me this little angle right here, this is not really parallel. Let me make it parallel in a way so you can see it a little clearer. Okay, so if this angle is 15 degrees right here, like it says in the problem, this little angle as well is 15 degrees. So now we need this angle. We can find this angle then. Okay? So this angle, let's call it beta. This angle beta is equal to theta, which is the entire angle, which is 60 degrees, minus this small piece. That's going to give us this part. If we take the entire angle minus this little bit, minus 15 degrees, that's going to give us beta, which is this angle. Okay, so now beta equal to 60 degrees minus 15 degrees, that gives us 45 degrees. That's the first step of the problem. Okay, to find the resultant force now, we can say that if we're looking at this triangle right here, what can we say from cosine law? We can say this part, which is the resultant force, is equal to the sum of the square of these two, which is this side is equal to this side, and it was 450 F, which is 450 squared, plus this part, which is exactly the same as this. This magnitude is exactly the same as this magnitude. So this is 700 Newton. This is also 700 Newton squared, minus 2 times 450 times 700 cosine of the angle that is right in front of it. This angle right here is beta, which is 45 degrees. Okay, and that's the square root of the entire thing. That gives us that the resultant force is equal to, I did it right here, 497 Newton. It's equal to 497 Newton. Okay, so whenever we need to find resultant force for two forces, if we have two forces, we have to find the resultant force. All we do is from the two forces we draw a parallelogram, and by drawing a parallelogram is making a parallel force from this I'm gonna draw another parallel force to this force, starting from the other force, which is this. And for this, I just do the same thing. I draw a parallel force starting at the other force, starting from here. That gives us this. So we just draw the parallelogram. This is equal to that, and this is equal to that. Okay, from this is just a drawing, and always use the law of cosine. The law of cosine to find this resultant force. So, because even if the angle is 90 degrees, you use the law of cosine, you will still get the same answer. Okay, so just use the law of cosine, and you will find the resultant force. Okay. Thank you. That's chapter 2, problem number 1. Okay, keep follow me, subscribe, so whenever I post the other problems, you can see them right away. Don't forget, like and subscribe, please. Thank you. Peace.